Welcome to Your Yes Filled Life. I'm your host, Brenda Winkle, educator, healer, speaker, guide, and fierce advocate for your yes. I help sensitive and successful men and women find, reclaim, and live from their full embodied yes. Through empowering you to understand your energetic hygiene, establish healthy boundaries, and heal your nervous system, you'll be able to create your yes-filled life and move through your days with more freedom, more ease, and more joy. You'll hear inspiring stories of people who found their full-bodied yes, thought leaders who pursued their own dreams and are living life on their terms, and learn new ways to find the courage, joy, ease, and freedom to more fully step into your yes-filled life. Say no to the good so you can say yes to the great. Join me on this journey to discover your yes-filled life. Whether you're looking to break free from the golden handcuffs, start a new business, find your dream job, or simply live with more intention and mindfulness, I've got you covered. Let's explore the possibilities together and make your dreams a reality. Ready? Let's do this. Let's get you to your yes-filled life. Hello and welcome back to Your Yes-Filled Life. I'm your host, Brenda Winkle. I'm so glad you're here. Today on the podcast, we're going to dive into the ways that you can find your yes-filled life. And I am also going to give you an invitation to subscribe or follow the podcast wherever you're listening. There are some amazing guests coming up on the podcast in the next few weeks and months. Guests like Julie Solomon and Caitlin Naheisky and Samantha Skelly. You're not going to want to miss a thing. So be sure that you click that subscribe button. Today, I want to tell you a little bit more about how you can find your way to a more yes-filled life. So I want you to imagine with me, if you would, imagine placing your energy on your heart space. And so that's literally the area of your chest where your heart lives. Now, I want you to imagine that you have pulled away the layers of muck, of disappointment, of people pleasing, of making yourself small. There you go. And really open that area up and imagine shining that heart up to the corner where the wall meets the ceiling. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Now, if you're driving, you can even still do this. You can just point your heart up to where the windshield meets the top of the car. That's it. This is kind of the resting position for where the yes begins. It's from a place of personal empowerment, of claiming what truly is yours, of boldly and unapologetically showing up for you, for the people in your life, for the causes that matter to you. And we are in a better position to do that when we are actually shining our hearts. Now, I know that this might sound a little bit woo or heebie-jeebie, depending on where you're listening from. But trust me, your heart has so much wisdom and intelligence. In fact, did you know that there are 3 intelligence centers in your body? Yep, 3. You've got your brain, your heart, and your gut. So when we allow all 3 of those intelligence centers to come online and communicate with us, we make decisions from a grounded place that is really true to us. So let me talk to you a little bit more about these 3 intelligence systems because it is easy to think that it's just an expression. I'm here to tell you it is not just an expression. You do have these three intelligence centers. So the brain, the heart, and the gut are all intelligence centers in our body, but they move at very different paces. And in our busyness of our lives, it's very easy for us to only rely on the fastest intelligence center, which is the one that lives inside your brain. So, as we drop down into your heart, which we've just done a little bit of, you'll notice that there's a natural tendency to need to move a little bit more slowly. That's because the heart communicates in a way that is a little bit more slow than the brain. So as we begin to slow the system, slow down, actually, like physically slowing down, that wisdom in that heart center becomes a lot easier for us to understand. Okay, so now let's drop in a little bit further. I want you to, if you have ability to do this, I'd like you to place a hand on your belly about 2 inches above your belly button. This is a chakra center known as your solar plexus, and it is your personal power center. It's also your third intelligence center. So, there is research to suggest that the lining of your stomach is made up of cells that have significant similarities, if not actual sameness, to cells in your brain. So, when we learn to really tune into this particular intelligence center, ooh, there is some deep, deep, deep wisdom. You know the phrase, trust your gut? That comes from this. So, as we learn to tune into the center around our belly, trusting our guts, you'll notice that even this center moves at a different pace than the heart or the brain. In fact, for most people, this center around the gut is the slowest. It moves at a pace that is so slow that if we're not really being intentional about giving it time and space to reveal its wisdom, we can miss it. But the gut is always talking to us, whether we've missed the actual messages or not. So if we're missing messages from our gut, it'll come up for us in heartburn, stomach upset, indigestion, perhaps even things like bathrooming problems, diarrhea, or constipation, or just feeling unease in the gut, upset stomachs. So, when we want to tune into this intelligence center, I invite you, like I said, to place a hand about 2 inches above your belly button. And I really like to invite some movement. So if you have the capacity to do this safely, I don't recommend doing this while you're driving. If you have capacity to do this safely, I invite you to have those hands about 2 inches above your belly button, and then to allow yourself to gently rock from side to side and just tune into that center, placing your attention right there on your gut, taking some deep breaths, just relaxing in. Maybe take a cleansing breath or two. And then asking this intelligence center, the gut, what messages it has for you. There's so much information there. When we learn to tune into our gut, our heart, and our brain, trusting in all three intelligence centers, our yes filled life really comes online. If we're only listening to one, then we feel like something's missing. We'll feel like we're not totally connected to ourselves or to our lives, almost a feeling like we're not totally alive, like alive, like lit up, excited, enthusiastic about life. And we can also feel a sense of constant chaos or even anxiety, waiting for the other shoe to drop because we feel like there's something that we don't quite know or understand. We have this innate sense that there's something missing. Well, there is something missing. You're missing the messages from yourself. So when I talk about your yes filled life, I'm not talking about a life where you are letting other people dictate to you what that should be. Your yes filled life is truly filled with what lights you up, what's right for you, what your intuition says you should be doing in your life. That's what your yes filled life is. So I get wanting deeply to have a yes filled life because the truth is, I haven't always had one. There were times when I ignored completely the messages that were coming from my gut or my heart. And I for sure was not living a yes filled life. I was a yes person. I was saying yes to the things around me. I was saying yes to obligations and activities and busyness and kind of doing it from a place of wanting recognition or wanting to be helpful or wanting to be recognized as being helpful and supportive as like the go-to person. And that was a very ego place. It's not wrong, but it's not fulfilling either. And it can lead to a deep sense of loneliness. At least it did for me. Because when you're giving from a place that's not truly a a generosity, in other words, if you're giving because you want recognition or accolades or a pat on the back or to be known as whatever it is, that's not actually generous. And people feel it. And so they don't respond in a way that recognizes the generosity that you think that you're offering. Because the truth is, if you're being generous because you want to be recognized or because you want to be busy or you want to be the person who helps, because maybe in your system, it feels good to help other people. In fact, it might even feel easier to help other people than it does to help yourself. That was my case. I grew up as a really highly sensitive person. I always could read a room. I could always feel what was going on in the systems and emotions and even to a certain extent, the thoughts that were in the field of the people around me. And as a young child, that was really scary for the adults around me, and it got shut down because it was too much for them. And I'm not talking necessarily about my parents. I'm talking about other adults, people that I met at the church or people that were in my school or people that were the leaders of my clubs, different things like that. And maybe you can relate to this. So as I learned to shut down that intuitive ability, I still needed my nervous system to feel good. And I recognized as a young child without having the discernment to to really know any better, I recognized that if I made sure everyone around me felt good, then I could feel good. And so that led to me becoming a people pleaser. But I wasn't people pleasing because I wanted people necessarily to be happy. I was people pleasing because it made my nervous system feel better to have them happy. So I don't know if you can relate to that or not, but when we do those kinds of things and we're giving from a place of either people pleasing or seeking recognition or seeking accolades, it ends up to be really empty. And when I say empty, I mean it feels like we're giving into a void, an emptiness, a chasm. And it feels like no matter how much we give, we can't give enough. And then we start to say things to ourselves like, um, I'm not being thanked. No one notices me, those types of things. And we get resentful and sad and maybe even angry. And in some cases, we experience this constant chaos, this low level anxiety that just won't go away because no matter how much we give, no matter how much we show up, it just doesn't seem to be landing with people. So I just want to say, with complete compassion and love, I've been there. I've totally been there. And I also know what it's like to feel like you really want to have the courage, the joy, ease, and freedom that you deeply, deeply desire as you step into this new chapter, whatever that chapter is. And that's where I come in with your yes filled life. So, as we start to peel back the layers on things that maybe not part of your yes filled life, I invite you to really tune into these three intelligence centers: the brain, the heart, and the gut. And in order to really receive the messages around these three intelligence centers, it's imperative for you to slow down because the pacing is so, so, so different. So, here's something that you could try later today, maybe even pushing pause right now if you have the capacity to do so, is push pause and then just be really quiet with your body and tune in to your brain asking, what do I think is the right step for me? Get an answer, write it down. Then tune into your heart, maybe placing both hands on your heart to help you focus the energy there. And then ask yourself, what is the right answer? What should I be doing now? And then wait. And you'll notice that it's going to come at a much different pace than the wisdom that came from your brain. It'll be much slower. You'll have to be patient. And then after that, I invite you to do the same thing with your gut, placing both hands over that area that's about 2 inches above your belly button and ask, what is the right thing for me? What should I be doing next? And then wait. And the gut for most people is the slowest intelligence center to communicate. It's not slow in the sense that it's like molasses. It's not that. It's just so deep that it takes time for that knowledge, wisdom, and intelligence to reach the surface. So give it time. Be patient. I don't want to tell you that it's going to take a specific number of seconds or minutes because every single person's system is different. So, what might take me 10 seconds or 20 seconds might take you 2 minutes. And there's no right or wrong way to tap into that intelligence. But I tell you what, there is so much juicy goodness when you can get into those other intelligence centers and really lean into the wisdom. So when I think of your yes-filled life, I'm thinking of a life that is filled with things that light you up, that make you really happy, things that create a sense of enthusiasm, things that you're just so excited you can't wait to go do, that you have people in your life that you can count on, that you can share your life with, that you have the wealth and abundance that you desire, whatever that looks like, that you have fulfillment and a richness in your experiences. And healthy body, healthy mind, healthy spirit. That's all part of your yes filled life. So, as we lean into this idea around the yes filled life, in my thinking, in my feeling, in my knowing, tuning into these three intelligence centers is really like the base of the pyramid. It is where all of the answers lie, and it's where the starting point is. Now, if you've never done this before, it might feel kind of weird, and it might even take longer than you want it to take. But I don't want you to worry about that because the more you tune into these other intelligence centers, the more you'll be able to hear the messaging, to feel and sense it. And you'll also notice that the pace might pick up slightly. It's never going to be fast when you're listening to your gut, but it will increase. So, as you are coming into your yes-filled life, I want you to believe that it is possible for you to find it. And I believe this to the core of my being, that this is something every one of us can access. And I also know that if I didn't receive the coaching and healing that I've had along the way, it would have taken me a long, long time to get there. I feel like my coaches and healers and mentors were so impactful because they were and are the reason that I'm continuing to move so much energy, and that they're the reason that I'm able to create these changes in my life at a really rapid rate. And if you knew me even 2 years ago, even in 2021, I was a different person. Was I still yes filled? Yeah, absolutely. I've always been kind of a big, enthusiastic kind of an energy, but I can tell you that the authenticity that I have found since really deeply leaning into what my own yes filled life looks like, that the expansion that I've experienced is truly mind blowing. Like sometimes I look back at pictures of myself and I think to myself, wow, she didn't know. She didn't know. And I say that with love and compassion and also just so much love for the version of myself that used to be there, the version of myself that thought that there was only one thing I was good at. I really truly believed that I was only good at teaching and that I had to stay in teaching and that it was the only career path for me. And even though I felt this yearning to make a different kind of impact on other teachers and on the parents, on the moms, on the dads, helping them find their way to their yes filled lives, I just had this deep desire to help because I could tell that there was so much pain in the homes of the students I was teaching. And I just really wanted to help at that root, helping the families, the parents, because I knew that if I could help the parents, I could help the kids. And that's really the root of my mission, of my why, is I want to help you so that you can help your families. And that's the whole premise of everything that I do is so healing heals forward. The more you heal, the more you're able to heal. Whether you identify as a teacher, a nurse, an accountant, it doesn't matter. Healing heals forward. And the more healed you are, the more capacity you have to offer healing to others. And we have sometimes these little bits of past trauma come up in our lives, and we react in ways that we're like, what? Where did that come from? I'll give you an example. I have a 14-year-old who lives inside of me. And when this 14-year-old inner child comes out, she is very competitive and she desperately needs to be seen and acknowledged. And she wants a place to really be able to shine in the world and views everyone as potential competition and a threat to that ability. So when my inner 14-year-old comes out to play, I notice myself feeling lack and scarcity. I notice myself feeling like there's not enough and like I needing to compete. And if you know me personally, you'll know that I don't identify as being competitive unless my inner 14-year-old is out to play. And so I realized that that when I have those sensations of feeling like I need to compete with somebody or feeling lack or scarcity or like, oh gosh, why don't they notice me? That's that part of me, that 14-year-old part that just needs a little bit more love. And as I have healed these inner children in myself, whether it's the 14-year-old or the whole preschool that lives inside of me as my inner children, I've noticed that I'm less reactive, that my health is better, that my friendships are deeper and richer, that all of my relationships are improving, that my own capacity for abundance has incredibly, dramatically increased, and I just feel better. And I want that for you too. So it all begins by tuning into those three intelligence centers: the heart, the brain, and the gut. And if you'd like support, if you feel like, I think I'm ready for a coach or a healer to come into my world, oh, I would love, love, love to have a conversation with you. There are two ways that you can work with me. I have a one-on-one program called Heal to the Yes. And in this one-on-one program called Heal to the Yes, it's a way for you to find, reclaim, and live from your yes. With Heal to the Yes, you'll stop waiting for the yes, you'll become it. It's a transformational healing program, deep emotional release, creating a renewed sense of vitality. And in this 6 months healing package, you'll find that it's tailored just for you. We will customize this program to work for you, and we'll be harnessing the power of breath work, experiencing the profound effects as you journey on an exploration of self-discovery, releasing stagnant energy and the blocks that are holding you back, cultivating a deep sense of inner peace. And I also bring to the table all of the ways in which I've been trained as an energy healer, which they're substantial. There's about 5 different methodologies that I use. And in this Heal to the Yes program, I offer a personalized approach, meaning we're going to target your unique needs and goals. So each session is going to be customized for you based on what your needs are that day and in the series, so that we can eliminate the blocks that are keeping you stuck and we can heal the parts of you that have been holding yourself back. This Heal to the Yes program, it comes in 2 options. You can choose a 3-month option or a 6-month option, and I'll put the link in the show notes. And if you want to just go check it out, it's at brendawinkle.com/healing. So that's the one-on-one way to work with me. And that includes, if you choose the 6-month program, it includes 24 healing sessions, and we will customize that for you so that it might be a combination of breath work, Reiki, EFT, other kinds of energetic healing. And I haven't talked about this until, well, today. I'm also an intuitive. And so I'm an intuitive healer and can sense and see and feel and hear the things in which you might be carrying in your body, on your spirit, and inside your physical being that are keeping you stuck, and will remove them so that you can get unstuck and move into your yes-filled life. So I would love to work with you inside that one-on-one program, Heal to the Yes, if that feels aligned for you. And if you're looking for a group container, I have the Yes Academy experience. And Yes Academy is designed to create a community. So inside Yes Academy, I want you just to dream with me here for a second. What if your sensitivity became your superpower and your intuition effortlessly guided you? You feel deeply connected to your inner knowing, effortlessly receiving the guidance from the universe to navigate your path. And what if your nervous system found balance? You released past wounds and took control of your future. Your past no longer held power over you. And what if setting boundaries was second nature? You reclaimed your time, your energy, and mental space to prioritize what truly matters to you. You communicated your needs with confidence, feeling empowered and aligned. And no longer did you absorb the energy and emotions of others. Imagine what your life would look like if that was all true for you. How would that feel? If that feels appealing, Yes Academy is the transformational group coaching program designed to empower you to say yes to the life you've always desired. Yes Academy is tailored to the ambitious, driven individuals like you who hunger for success and strive for greatness. You have big dreams, but you're currently facing obstacles that hinder your progress. Perhaps you feel overwhelmed or stuck or unable to tap into your full potential. But now it's time to break free. So, Yes Academy is the powerful group coaching program that I lead, where you're going to receive the support, accountability, and guidance necessary to create a life that truly ignites your soul. With Yes Academy, you'll receive a supporting community. You'll have the opportunity to network and surround yourself with like minded individuals committed to personal growth and success, fostering an environment of support and encouragement. You'll have live calls, 18 live calls with Q&As and hot seats with me, other experts, healers, and coaches, and receive the personalized guidance and support tailored to your unique goals and challenges. You're going to receive access to an extensive library of training materials, worksheets, and more to help keep you on track and steadily progressing towards your goals. And you'll have networking opportunities to collaborate and build relationships with other members, offering valuable insights, experiences, and support that will enrich your journey for years to come. Yes Academy is right for you, whether you are an entrepreneur, a creative, a professional, an educator, or simply someone yearning to level up in life. Yes Academy is the ideal space for you. And through my proven methods and this empowering community, you'll be astounded by how swiftly you can make strides towards your aspirations. If you're wholeheartedly ready to embrace your dreams, join us in Yes Academy and allow us to guide you towards the life you genuinely deserve. Yes Academy is always enrolling. That has been a shift if you've been with me for a while. It used to only open twice a year, but it's always enrolling right now. That's called Evergreen, meaning you can join when the time is right for you. And I hope the time is right for you right now because I just can feel in my gut that you're looking for more. So if you are curious about Yes Academy, I invite you to go to the link in the show notes or go to brendawinkle.com/yes academy course. And no matter what, whether you think you want the one on one support or the group support, I invite you to connect with me in a discovery call. I really want to connect with you to make sure that I understand what your goals are, what your needs are, so that we can make sure to customize a program that's right for you. I can help guide you into which would be best for you, whether it's a one on one or group option. And I'll put the link to connect with me in a discovery call in the show notes. And you can also join me on Calendly. And I'm literally looking up my Calendly right now, which is why you hear the clicking, because I don't actually have this memorized. So let me just dive in here and get that link for you. It's called a Find Your Yes Discovery Session. And you can access it by going to Calendly, CALENDLY.com/Brenda Winkle, all one word, BRENDAWINKLE/discovery. So that's Calendly.com/Brenda Winkle/discovery. And let's connect and have a conversation and see which option is right for you. I am accepting 5 new clients for the month of June to work with me one on one. And if you have a little nudge, a little inkling, a little knowing in your gut or your heart that this might be the right time for you to work with me one on one, I invite you to connect with me in a discovery call. Thank you so much for listening to the Waves of Joy podcast. And as we close this episode today, I want to remind you that you have so much wisdom and intelligence inside you, and that you have access to really tap into the deep wisdom within you by listening to your gut, listening to your heart, and also tapping into your brain. If you enjoyed this podcast, I invite you to please leave a rating or a review for your yes filled life. The more ratings and reviews a podcast has, the more likely it is to show up in the feed of someone who really needs it. And you know what? We all need to be living our own yes filled lives, because the more of us that are reaching our own potential, that are living our full body yes, the more of us that heal, the more healing our planet will enjoy. And we're really at a crossroads right now. We need healing as a people, as a humanity, as a world, as a planet. And healing heals forward. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.